So this video is very informative. I'm gonna keep it classy. I'm gonna try to keep it classy, and I'm just gonna hit some key points about what's going on right now in the world, America. So you might as well subscribe because you're gonna enjoy this. LIBQUEEN Jennice, and it's been a while. I always forget that I never sit in front of my background. Like, that's just like the thing I don't do. I don't know why. Like, it's so cute. Like, it's so cute. Don't forget to subscribe. You should subscribe like right now, because what I'm gonna tell you is gonna be bomb diggity. It's gonna be the bomb diggity. It's gonna be the shit. The bomb diggity shit. But you should subscribe right now. Like, comment, and share this video if you enjoy it. And let's get to the point. So currently, if you guys have been watching the news, George Floyd. It's very heartbroken. If you are watching my channel right now and you don't know what happened, he was murdered by 4 police officers. One of them had his knees on his neck while he was handcuffed to the ground in Minnesota. And he's like, I can't breathe, stuff like that. And he was not listening to them, and he died on the spot in the hands of the police officer. So this video of him, like, someone was recording while it was happening, while he was getting arrested, because they said that he was giving like a fake check, I think, or something like that. They said something was up with him, but like, you should not be putting they don't even get trained to do that. That's the thing. They don't get trained to put their knees on someone's neck when they're arresting them, especially if they're handcuffed. So that's one of the mistakes right there. But the second mistake, that they thought they were gonna get away with it, someone recorded the video went viral, and it just set everyone off. Like, the whole America, the whole African American community, everyone felt disappointed. Like, everyone felt betrayed, because it's like you're in trouble, right? And who do you call? You call the police. But what if the police are the ones endangering your life, you know? So that video went viral, and it was crazy. It set it off. And they were trying to people were saying that they should get arrested for murder, you know, and they were not gonna do that. So that's what ticked people off even more, because you would expect, yeah, you had your knees on his neck and there's bystander policemen watching you. You should get arrested for the murder of George Floyd. So that happened. So they decided that they were not going to charge them. The country went crazy. The country went crazy. Starting with Minneapolis, Minnesota, they protested, riots, everything. They went crazy. They wanted justice. And the saying is, no justice, no peace. And so they started doing that, and other big cities started doing that too. They started the protests, the riots, Black Lives Matter, the movement. Everything started because they wanted justice for George Floyd, because he deserves the justice that the policeman took away from him. He literally took his life away on camera. And the funny thing is that they're like, oh, we have to investigate what happened. Huh? What? Investigate? It's on camera. So what exactly are they trying to investigate? Like, please tell me what exactly they're trying to investigate. It's on camera. It's literally there. You can see what's going on. It's obvious he was saying he can't, you know what? No, we're not going to investigate. But a lot of cities did join in the protesting, and there was riots and like George Floyd did get the justice he wanted because the policemen were they were able to, the first one was the one who had the knees, the one who had his knees on his neck was arrested and charged for murder. But we wanted more. We wanted more. We felt like the other 3 had to get arrested too. So here are the photos, the mugshots of them. Okay, so yeah, so they were charged too, but that's not gonna solve anything, you know? Like, this whole situation, yeah, we got justice for George Floyd. The racism is still there, you know? Being an African American, being a part of the Black community, it's there. It is literally present. And I'll tell you guys like a personal experience. So this all was going on. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just watch the riots and the protests and stuff like that and see what's going on. You know who was starting everything off though? The police. They were attacking people for no reason. They would just beat people down to the ground. Literally, I saw this video and they took this couple out of their car. They tased them in their car. They're like, I told you to get out. And they kept tasing them, tear gassing everything. But no, you know what's getting me confused? Is when a specific race was protesting because they wanted haircuts and they were tired of quarantine. They had AK-47s. They were spitting in policemen's faces. They didn't get tear gassed at all. They didn't get any of that. But when the Black Lives Matter protesting is going on, after curfew, they go crazy. The police people go crazy. Like, they literally, if you step on their foot, you get beat down. You get tear gassed. Like, it's wild how much white privilege is in America, and being a Black person, you don't have the opportunity to express your voice because you're being compared all the time. And it's not even with that to specific race. There's so many races in the world that are being compared. There's so many races that are getting this, like Muslims, everyone think that they're terrorists, you know? Everyone think that people from Mexico needs to stop crossing the border. Like, it's the stereotypes, and this is not necessary. The racism is not necessary. Everything that America is doing right now, putting their self down and telling, even don't even get me started on Trump. I'll continue with that, but Trump, I have a few things to say with that. It's the whole point of this video is to talk about the whole racism and like explain to people that it's there. Explain to people that white privilege is a thing. Though you might not be privileged, white privilege is an existing thing in America, and you should not sit there and say it's not, because you are wrong. It is present. I was watching this video, and that's like, the video made it much more clear to me. It was like, so it was like Black kids, white kids, every like race, different races and stuff like that. And it was like, so it's a race, so you try to win this money. And to start off the race, they started asking these questions. And if you get the question, if the question pertains to you, you step forward. So you get like an extra chance to get the money. And a few of the questions were, step forward if you didn't have to pay bills growing up. Step forward if your parents are still together right now. Step forward if you had the opportunity to go to a private school. Step forward if you got a new car. Step forward if you didn't have to work all the time or work for anything. Just like stuff like that. And the majority of the people that stepped forward were Caucasian people. They were white people. And you look behind you and you see all these Black kids, they're like, I can't relate to that because I did have to pay bills. I did have to do this. I didn't have the opportunity to go to a private school. So when people say that white privilege is not a thing, you have to sit there and think about it. White privilege is not you being rich. White privilege is having the opportunity that other races don't have. White privilege is having the opportunity to go to a private school. White privilege is having the opportunity to see both of your parents together till you graduate. That's what white privilege is. And there's more to that. So it just irks my soul when people are like, white privilege is not a thing, because it is a thing. It is a thing. Okay, let's take a break from all this. This is like, I should be moving this shit. Anyways, you should subscribe. Like, what are you doing? You should subscribe because I'm giving really good information right now, and I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Okay, and the fact that there's more to this. So after the whole situation with George Floyd, and all the the justice that he's getting, I'm gonna tell you, the internet, social media is not anyone's friend. I'm just saying now, it's not anyone's friend. If you put something on social media, it's never gonna come off because someone else is gonna see it, and especially if it's offensive and racist, you're gonna make a specific group of people mad. But to start off, so Tuesday, we did a blackout Tuesday for everything that's going on. So what you do is post a black screen on your social media page, and you don't just post it and don't post on social media. You post that screen and then you educate yourself about Black history, African American history, and everything that's happened with slavery and colonization, and white people actually taking over Black people and making them work, beating them, raping the women, everything. You take the time and try to learn about that. And I'd say from my point of view, there was a lot of people that I was glad that a lot of people participated, and I'm glad that other races participated too. It's like the support. It's the power of supporting each other. That's what we need. It's the equality. But I realized that there are racist people, in America. And so I started watching. So after the Blackout Tuesday, I woke up the next morning, and so there was this Whiteout Wednesday thing, but it was made by K-pop, but I think K-pop was making a joke about the Whiteout Wednesday and seeing if people are actually going to do it. But if you clicked on it, it was just K-pop stuff. They were mocking, a specific race. So I was like, okay, that's kind of, but I feel like it shouldn't have been made in the first place because it threw a lot of people off on Twitter. It threw a lot of people off. So I was like, okay, I'm over here ranting about Whiteout Wednesday and why it's not a thing, because in my opinion, Whiteout Wednesday is every day. Black people don't even have the opportunity to express themselves every day. We get looked at a specific way in Walmart. If you just stand there, people just assume so many things about you because you're Black, because of the color of your skin. It's like the racist comments, the ignorance going on in people's mind. They assume that Black people steal. They assume that they're loud. They assume that they're poor. They assume they can't afford anything. And it's just crazy. So back to back to the Whiteout Wednesday thing. So I was like, okay, if you really do post a white screen on your social media, you have a problem, because it's just, you're gonna piss so many people off, and it's just not necessary to take away everything from Black people. We did Blackout Tuesday. Why are you doing a Whiteout Wednesday? You see, that's what I'm saying. You take away everything. You burn down everything. You take away everything that we own so we can be under your spell. And that's just not it. We're our own people. We have a soul. We bleed the same. We bleed the same. We eat the same, so this is not the 1960s, we've been fighting for this 300 plus years, and looking at America, it's still racist. People don't care at all. But I was like, okay, no one's gonna actually do this Whiteout Wednesday thing because they don't have the audacity, But I was scrolling through TikTok, and guess what I see? This girl posted about this guy doing a Whiteout Wednesday. I was like, really? I looked at it, And I was like, wow, I really thought that we could go a day without people being ignorant. So apparently he posted the White Out Wednesday, and he was like, White Out Wednesday, and people were just like, why are you doing that? That's not necessary. This is not a joke. Stop making the joke. And he was like, well, white people fought during the wars, the War of 1812, and all this and that. I just want to know, you fought for a land that was not yours. The Native Americans were here first. Columbus, he did some horrible things to Native Americans. That's not what, they don't put that stuff in the textbooks, you know? They don't state that Columbus was a bad man when he discovered America. So you fighting for land that's not yours, you take away the Native Americans' land, conquer their stuff, and then you buy land from the French. So what exactly are you fighting for? What have you sat down, apart from independence? You know, I understand independence, but there's violence in those too, right? There's wars, there's burning down of buildings, there's killing of people just to get what you want, right? That's what wars are about. You fight to get what you want, you show violence. But apart from independence, you didn't fight as much as other races has fought. So having the audacity to post a White Out Wednesday on your social media page shows that the ignorance is appearing more and more every single day in these racist brains. The ignorance is there. It's just people have the audacity every single day to say something racist on social media. And you know what's funny? You know what's so funny? So a person like that's supporting the Black Lives Matter, the BLM movement, sees it, they post it on their TikTok or something, and they're like, okay, go look at their account. The person deletes their account. The racist person deletes their account so no one can find their account. So it's like you're losing your social media privilege just because you want to be a racist on social media. Like, be a racist at your house. But while this is going on, you will lose your social media privilege if you offend any race, any minority, because right now we need a change. We need a change. We really do. That's what, and then people are saying rioting is not helping. Like I said about the war, sometimes you just get tired of being peaceful. You get tired of it. Black people have been saying this over and over again. They wanted justice. No justice, no peace. Y'all killed, Trayvon Martin, like really, they let that go. They let that go. They said he was not guilty. They said Zimmerman was not guilty. Breonna Taylor, they walked in her house and killed her. She still has no justice. Like, they still have not gave her justice. So no justice nor peace. And every day I keep discovering new things that go on, like new cases that literally went unsolved because the people were Black. And the offender was, I'm sorry, but it was a Caucasian person. It was a white person. And the fact that you think that racism does not exist, you should think about that, because it does. And white privilege is a thing. And like, sometimes I just want to tell people, put your feet in someone else's shoes. Ooh. Put your feet in someone else's shoes. Like, a Black man driving in a car, he gets pulled over by a white policeman, maybe another race right next to the white policeman, you know? And he's holding on to his gun. Like why are you holding on to your gun? Oh, my camera's straight. Okay. So why are you exactly holding on to your gun while you're talking to this Black man? He didn't do anything yet. You want him to reach for what? So you can say he's getting a gun so you can shoot him? That's why I don't get that. And you know, most of them, They turn off their body cameras. They literally turn it off like it's not working. But I don't get it. How can you sit there and judge another race, another minority, and just feel so perfectly about it? How could you sit there and have your knees on someone's neck, them yelling and saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, and you still have your knees on their neck? And you know what? That policeman that did that, he's getting divorced by his wife. I don't blame her. I really don't, because I would not want to be in the same house with a racist and a murderer. But the fact is, we need change. We really do. And then what's so messed up, oh my gosh, there's the George Floyd challenge now going on. So people are making videos about them putting their knees on an object or a person, and then the person screaming, I can't breathe, or something. Like, it's going viral. And you know what race is doing this? What race is doing these challenges? It's white people. It's Caucasian people making these videos. And it's crazy because there's no justice happening. Because we see this happening on social media, and you know, the whole country gets notified. And then my college, so there's a girl made this video when, like, she did like the George Floyd challenge, and she's gonna go to this college, Northwest Missouri State University. And so Northwest decides that, so there's 3 girls in the video. 2 of the girls is going to Mizzou. Mizzou has suspended the girls while they're going to investigate the situation. Northwest decided they're not going to take any action. It's in Maryville, Missouri. They decided that they're not going to take any action on the situation. They're just going to let the girl go free. And what does that do to us, people of color? How does it make us feel? You think sending an email to us is going to make us feel better about what's going on and not taking action? You think that they would be like, oh, she's going to get suspended, or we're going to rescind your letter. We're going to rescind everything because we don't tolerate harassment. We don't tolerate racism. We don't tolerate discrimination. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. So now it's like looking at all the Black folks, all the African American people who go to Northwest, they feel betrayed. And the fact that they're not doing anything about it right now is what hurts the most. It's like, if Trump can sit there on the podium and says, if you don't like this country, go back to where you came from. If our president can say that, if he can sexually harass women and make fun of the Mexicans, say he's gonna build a wall, treat other minorities like they're not worth anything, and that being American is the only race that's available and the only race you can be in America, then that should make you question your 2020 decisions of picking a president. Because really, let's sit here and think, so if we really let's start with Black people. If we tell Black people to go back to where they came from, so most of them will go back to Africa, you know, so they're going to take away their culture. So all the people that's doing like literally violating cultural appropriation, box braids, everything, the culture, the food, we'll take that away with us too. The talent, basketball players, football players, so all those teams that you want to do well in like seasons and like finals, we'll take that with us too. And we'll take Serena Williams also, and her sister Venus Williams. So basically, the country will be left with Mexicans, Latinos, Muslims. Okay, so we'll start with the Muslims. They got good food too. They got good food. Their culture is nice. It's amazing. So they'll take that with them. Mexicans, okay, Taco Bell, Taco John's. El Maguey, all these Mexican food places, they're taking that with them. Soccer. So when you tell these races to go back to where they came from if they don't like it here, it's not like they don't like the country. They don't like what's going on in the country. So for a president to sit there and say, if you don't like it here, you can go back to where you came from. So basically, we're gonna be left with McDonald's and Burger King. People in this country are gonna get more obese. There's not gonna be any culture or music. You really wanna take away rap and hip hop? You really don't want anyone to know about Tupac, Biggie Smalls, movies like Straight Outta Compton, Friday, the comedians? You don't want any of that in America? So why can't you just sit there and treat the people like how they're supposed to be treated? Why can't you sit there and just give justice? Why can't you sit there and not be a racist on social media and diss George Floyd? So coming to that story, this girl, she was like, I don't know why you guys are posting all this stuff about this man that died. He deserved it. He's a criminal. And she's going to college, a Christian college, and this is why I respect them. They rescinded her scholarship. They said she cannot go here. They said, you cannot go here because we don't tolerate this racism. We don't tolerate discrimination. It's a no-zone policy. So the fact that Northwest Missouri State University is not taking the same action frustrates me. It really frustrates me. And the fact that people think racism is cool and that they should post about it on social media and say all lives matter and make it a joke frustrates me, because yes, all lives matter, but right now we're talking about Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, but they don't matter until Black Lives Matter. And that's the movement right now. It's Black Lives Matter. We want justice. And when we get the justice, you'll get the peace, Mr. Trump. So the fact is, you gotta remember to speak your mind, because I feel like that's what's been helping me, telling people to speak their mind. Don't be afraid what people are gonna think. In the process of this week, I've already lost so many followers because of what I believe in. And don't even let me get started on Facebook, because it's just a different trend. People on there don't care. The fact is, like I said, speak your mind. People need to hear you out, especially if you're Black. And if you preach that you have or associate yourself with Black people and you're sitting there not saying anything about what's going on, you're fake. You don't associate yourself with Black people. You just like that you're cool and that you hang with Black people. But when it comes to the point to speak for Black people, you guys are resistant. You're bystander. I'm not gonna say innocent. You're a bystander. You don't say anything about it. And it's just wrong. Especially if you associate yourself with them. You should be the first person preaching for them. Be the first person to have their back. First person to go with the go along with the protests. Stand in front of them. Stand in front of them and protect them. Don't have the audacity to say, oh, I associate myself with the African American people. I associate myself with Black people, but I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want people judging me. What? We're talking about racism here. Whether you like it or not, there's always one argument against racism. Racism exists. And if you can't speak your mind on it, if you disagree with it, then I don't know what else to tell you, but you're ignorant. You don't have the knowledge of knowing what's going on. and you have the ability to further your knowledge of what's going on in America right now. And what's going on right now is that people are racist, people are dying, innocent people are dying. And when you have the audacity and say that he did not die because of the knees of, I forgot his name, the guy, but if you're telling me that George Floyd did not die because of the policeman having his knees on his neck, then you got another thing coming. Because we're gonna keep fighting, we're gonna keep protesting, we're gonna keep doing this until every single minority has the ability to step a foot outside and feel welcome. Until every minority, every single one of them, the Muslims, Mexicans, Latinos, LGBTQ and plus, every single one of them. And it starts with the Black Lives Matter. Because like I said, all lives matter, yeah. But right now, Black Lives Matter. And right now, we need the police brutality to stop. Right now, we need to all come together and support what's going on. And right now, we need to recognize that racism is a thing, white privilege is a thing, and that innocent Black people are dying. And the fact that these cases are being covered by specific people, we'll find them. We'll get justice for every single person that has been treated unfairly because of the color of their skin. And that's it. Thanks.